IAS, please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Welcome to the Titan and the Pinnacle batch, as well as to the YouTube community for the weekend current affair class. Sheikh, Mahbub, Pavitran, Suman, Kundana, good evening. Sian Mukherjee, Anju. Praveen B. Pillai, Sakshi. I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. Good evening, Devu, Diya Chaudhary, Pearl, Mansi, Rinoshia, Sujay. Love from Bahrain. Interesting. Vaishnavi, good evening, good evening. I like your personality. Nice to know that. Neshu Cook. All right, people. So my apologies first of all for not being there in the last week's class. But yes, so we have as usual, we have quite a large backlog again. The current affairs PDF is given in the description section. Please click the description. You will get the PDF there. You can see it. The PDF is written. Please click it and please download it. I'll give you 1 minute time. Please do that. All right. Rehan Khan, big fan. Don't be a fan of anybody, brother. Don't be a fan. If you like somebody's work, just tell them you're doing a good job. That's enough. There is no point in. Are you friend with Basil Joseph? Basil Joseph as in which Basil Joseph? There is only one Basil Joseph that I know of. The very famous, very cute director. I wish I was his friend so that I could have asked him, begged him for a opportunity in the movies and, changed my career itself. All right, people. Hola, amigo. Yedo nade, Sri Aditya. Hello, Shivachandra, Mega. All right, in the expectation that you would have downloaded the PDF, here we go. The topics what we'll be discussing today will be a little more from the environmental side. Aravalli rain, summer pollution, aerosol and solar power, India getting hotter, coal gasification, Babesia infection, hybrid mustard. These are the topics we'll be seeing. From economics, we have RBI and capital output, LPG and ATF pricing. From international relation, once again, the Strait of Hormuz, India-Nepal relation. And from health sector, oh, this I was supposed to discuss. Okay. NFHS is there, but yeah, I don't know. NFHS, I would displayed the whole thing in the form of infographics. In fact, the beginning of the PDF itself, if you see, it consists of a vast amount of infographics there, information in graphical format, picture format also, which you can refer to know what were the results of NFHS survey. We will take it up maybe in the coming weeks, or maybe I'll start recording videos. I'm a little held up with work in the sense that offline classes are there, online classes are there. So once I wind those up, definitely I'll start making the videos and I'll be doing it. I really know that from the last 2 classes, a couple of science and tech topics which requires in-depth discussion have not been taken up. That also I will do it as a separate video because it takes time. All right, people. So without any further delay, let us get right into it. This also will do it later, not today. Time is also very limited today. Aravalli range. So Aravalli range, as you know, it is always in news for all the wrong reasons apparently. Now we already know that in spite of a Supreme Court ban or in spite of court orders, even now mining is ongoing in the Aravalli region. Mining is happening and it is affecting the nearby places. Water shortage, water scarcity has already been reported, and government is apparently turning a blind eye towards it. Now, why is this happening? Why is this environmental destruction happening? Well, if you want me to answer it in one quick line, the reason is this: it is home to lead, zinc, copper, gold, tungsten, and has reserves of critical minerals such as tin, graphite, molybdenum, niobium, nickel, lithium, and rare earth elements. All these things actually help in what? These things are very much critical both in the semiconductor industry, that is the electronics industry, as well as for mining. Generally, anything, any particular machinery when you take up, everything you need this. Even one simple electronic circuit board you need to make, you need all of this. So, should we focus completely on extracting it and destroy the hill completely, or should we protect the environment forever and put a complete ban on all sorts of mining activity? Well, we cannot give a one line answer here, because in a country with very high population, we have to find the answers for the future. It is the AI generation, and therefore we need what? We need to build ourselves for AI era. And in AI era, one of the biggest currency in AI era is what? It is actually electronics. And for that, we need rare earth elements. So if you need to ensure that in the private sector there are enough jobs, in the private sector we can develop things here, then we need to do the mining. But on the other side, what is happening? Now, Aravalli Hills, if you really see, Aravalli Hills are actually responsible for acting like a barrier. Obviously, it is not so smooth. It is broken. It is actually a barrier for the city of Delhi. You keep destroying it, what is going to happen is the dust will get rifted from the Aravalli desert or the Aravalli plain region, etc. Whatever dust is there, that will get lifted and it will land in Delhi. If you notice again, this year, especially during the summer months, just 1 or 2 weeks back only, there was a severe dust storm in Delhi. All thanks to destruction of Aravalli Hills. So the importance of this hill, if you see, it's over 1 billion years old. It is around 700 plus kilometer long, spread across 4 states, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi, and 37 districts. 560 km lies in Rajasthan alone. It is an ecological shade of northwest and north India, like how Western Ghats are water tower for peninsular India. So Aravalli Hills, it is not a continuous mountain range or a continuous hill range. It is one of the most oldest hill ranges in India. And because it is the oldest, it is not continuous. There are gaps in between. But over a period of time, what has happened is extensive mining has increased these gaps. Acts as a barrier protecting northern plains from sand incursion from the Thar Desert, protects air quality in North India, prevents disastrous sand incursion into Delhi NCR region, which is already struggling with air pollution. Now, in air pollution's case, again with Delhi also, I have told you multiple times in our earlier current affair classes, Delhi's air pollution is largely because of what? Dust. Vehicular pollution, dust pollution, thanks to, one is Aravallis, the other one is construction. Main is construction. Construction, debris, all that. Vehicular pollution, vehicular emissions, these are the contributing factors. Now, Aravallis also will become a contributing factor. But the problem here is that Aravalli's contribution will be again in the dust format. So, we will never be able to know whether this dust has come from Aravallis or whether this dust has come from construction. But one thing what we know is the PM, the particulate matter in Delhi, it is shooting up. Small microparticles are there, PM 2.5. The larger ones are there, PM 10, etc. That is going on increasing. Got the point here? Correct. These gaps extend. So there are many gaps here. These extends from Magra Hills in Ajmer district to Khetri Madogar Hills in Junjunu district and northernmost hillocks in Mahendragarh district of Haryana. Mark these two in the PDF itself. Clear? The hills' rocky formations are essential to recharge aquifers and groundwater levels and sustain seasonal rivers of Rajasthan and Gujarat. It is one of the main watersheds separating the drainage of the Bay of Bengal through rivers like the Chambal and other tributaries of the Yamuna from that of the Arabian Sea through Mahi, Sabarmati, Luni, and other rivers. So basically, the point is it actually collects water there. It's a watershed region. Watershed region means where all the precipitation is collected and it contributes to the rivers flowing there. So if you remove Aravalli Hills out of the equation, you're going to face not just dust storms, you're practically looking at water shortage, drought-like conditions, which will only contribute to further farmer suicides. The region is also home to important lakes and wetlands including Sambar, Sultanpur, Pushkar, Fateh Sagar and Jaisamant. Again, mark it please. The range is home to 22 wildlife sanctuaries including 16 in Rajasthan, 3 of which are tiger reserves, Ranthambore, Sariska and Mukundra. Key species found in this landscape include tiger, leopard, sloth bear, sambar, cheetal, desert fox, black buck, hyena, wolf, jackal, gharial, crocodile. Alright. The mountain range is home to, okay, that we did, saw already. Clear people? Moving on to the next topic, summer pollution. Now generally, during cold winter, we can understand why pollution is there, especially in a city like Delhi. In cold season, what happens is because the temperatures are very low, you have a high pressure condition in the city of Delhi. And wherever you have this high pressure like condition, what happens is air movement won't be there. Whatever gases, whatever you release out, even it is vehicular pollution or even the firecracker, the gases that are coming out of a firecracker, the emission, all that remains trapped at the ground level itself. There is hardly any air movement. And that is the reason why during Diwali season especially, the air quality in Delhi goes really bad. People will say, oh, Dhruvrati said this, so we are going to do that. No. It is, see, per se, if you look at each emissions, firecracker emissions are actually at the lowest category. That is, it is not a major contributing factor to the Delhi air pollution. Delhi's air is polluted one way or the other. There are hardly few days in the year where that air pollution is slightly better. Otherwise, it is always bad. It is just that the Delhi people have got used to it. Particulate matter. PM is particulate matter. Alright. So, we don't have any evidence to say also that it is because of the Diwali crackers that the fire pollution has increased. But, because it is during winter season that this is being celebrated, air quality deteriorates drastically. Already it is bad, it becomes even more worse. That's it. Now, why does it happen in winter? We know high pressure, no wind movement. But what is happening in summer season? During summer season also pollution is there. Why? From PM10, from dust, construction, roads and dust storms. PM 2.5, which are smaller particles more dominant in winter. Then you also have ozone. Now, ozone, when you have it in the upper layers of the atmosphere, it is a good thing because it will protect us from the harmful UV rays, UV A, B, C. Alright, UVA will actually fasten your aging process. Your skin will start looking more older than what it actually is. Exposure to UVB, UVC, that can actually worsen your health condition in the sense that it can cause skin cancer. Got the point? So, ozone we need at the upper layers of the atmosphere to protect us from the harmful UV rays of the sun. It's a good thing. But at the lower levels, what happens is ozone can be generated. Ozone is not released as a pollutant. Ozone is like a byproduct. Harmful chemicals are there in the atmosphere. Temperature is very high. Ozone can be formed. Sunlight plus NOx. NOx means nitrous oxide emissions plus VOCs. These are volatile organic carbons. Volatile means something which will easily catch fire, not fire, easily it can vaporize. Anything it can be. Any byproduct, any organic carbon compound which is released as a byproduct from any burning. Even if you burn a plastic, even if you burn wood, all these are released. A combination of all the three at the ground level will create ozone. Ozone can cause headache, irritation. It can even throw your hormones, disarray. For example, you would have always noticed this, especially in Delhi areas. Delhi, this time also when I was traveling in Noida, auto rickshaw, Another guy on a tuk-tuk or a two-wheel, not a tuk-tuk, it is this thing. He was on a small two-wheeler, I guess, not even a scooter, something very small, an electric scooter. So as usual, you know it, right, in our country. People, when they move from left to right, they don't put any indicator, something small. Immediately, these two started. Kya be? Kya be? I was like sitting there, I was like, what happened? Now, this is something normal, right? Somebody from right moved towards the left. Then this my auto guy came close to him, parallel to him. Kya be? Kyun be? Etc. etc. Immediately, they started abusing each other. So I was basically wondering, nothing has happened. It is just this guy came to this side. There was plenty of gap also. But then both of them then started abusing each other. Janta nahi mein kaun hu, janta nahi mein kaun hu. You don't know who I am. You don't know who I am. Blah, 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 blah. I literally had to place my hand on the auto driver and tell him, please, nothing has happened. Please chaliye. Please chaliye. Please chaliye. So maybe, you don't know. Probably some of my Delhi friends also say, see, we only want somebody to act that they will stop us. Somebody, chhod mujhe, whatever. Why do you think it happens? Now, earlier I used to think that, okay, maybe people in Delhi, they always want to have a fight. Not necessarily. That is not the reason. At the ground level, you keep getting exposed to ozone as well as all these particular matter, your hormones will go for a toss. Your hormones as well as your whatever secretions are made in your body by your endocrine glands. One among that is adrenaline. Adrenaline is a fear or a fight hormone. Fight or flight hormone it is. That is when you get angry or when you're scared, your heart rate starts shooting up. And that shooting up happens basically because body is producing adrenaline, which is increasing the heart rate. Now, that is only supposed to happen when you are getting angry or when you are getting scared. But at ground level, when you constantly get exposed to these chemicals, what happens is even body doesn't know what is happening. Body starts producing adrenaline. So even though you are sitting in an auto or you're sitting in an AC car, you are unnecessarily getting triggered. Because your heart rate is already very high. Something small is enough, you will get angry. You will blast. And that has a term also. The term for that is road rage. Delhi, 54 days from April to May 2026, the PM10 levels were very high. 40 days ozone levels affected cities of Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad and Kolkata. Why? High levels of pollution. Got the point here. Oh my God. Better dust control at construction sites, cleaner vehicles and fuels. Dust control at construction sites means basically it should be completely covered. You would have always noticed in open trucks they carry all the dust or the mud or whatever it is. Cleaner vehicles and fuels, air quality forecasting, reduced engine idling, road dust management. Reduced engine idling means where you in the traffic signals etc. the engine is on, that way. Aerosol and solar power. Coming to this pollution part again, when you have too much of pollutants, alright, too much of suspended particles in the air, sunlight will not reach correctly to your solar power panels, which will actually reduce the solar power produced. For example, key findings from 23 and beyond, in India, aerosols have reduced solar power generation by 9.6% in 23. The reduction in India was equivalent to around 15 terawatt hours in 2023. Global average loss due to aerosol was 5.8%. Between 27 and 23, pollution-related electricity generation losses from existing solar installations averaged 74 terawatt hour. Aerosols dim solar power, China bears the biggest loss. China lost 61.3 terawatt hour. The loss amounted to 7.7%. China accounted for 54.9% of global aerosol-related solar power losses. That is because pollution is very, very high. Clear? Sir, in this summer only, it will affect. That is also in Delhi more. Why there only, sir? See, why it is very high? Because, first of all, the fact of the matter is in Delhi, yes, there are no surrounding greeneries in that region. To a great extent, you can reduce this if you have more of greenery there. Trees will absorb it. Help in reduce the temperature, because when you reduce the temperature, one more advantage is that this ozone formation, at least you can reduce. Number two, yes, all the building permits that are being given, wherever you see in and around Delhi, whichever region, the cities that are there, be it Noida, all these places, extensive construction activities are happening, and all those wind, which will pick the dust particles, etc., they are taking it straight away to Delhi. That is a geographical position of the wind movement, if you generally see. The wind movement itself, if you see, it is like this. So Delhi takes largely the brunt of it. That is the main reason. Because whatever is there, all the tall buildings, etc., whatever it is, it will come there, dust settles there. That is one thing. Second thing, there is no barrier right now to protect Delhi. So if you're really asking me what barrier can be done, well, basically this region here, you should really have a green belt. Like tall trees you should plant. Almost tall trees you should plant it in such a way that any wind that comes in, the dust particles get settled over there. It doesn't carry all the way to Delhi. And that alone will protect Delhi from what? To a great extent in doing this. But for that, you need what? You need actually the willpower. Government's willpower is necessary here. Another thing what they can do is actually switch all the vehicles towards electric. All the vehicles towards electric and stop any construction activity in Delhi. Delhi construction activity should be brought to a standstill. Otherwise, Delhi will become, it is already a gas chamber, it will become even more worse. Is it important? Whatever data you can remember, you should try to do that. Planting trees is the main important thing. So road rage happens in Bangalore also. I never said road rage doesn't happen in Bangalore. But in Delhi, the problem is it is multiplied. Already the temperature is high. Road rage will happen anywhere. Wherever you have ozone depletion, ozone getting produced, you are bound to have this thing. What is it? Road rage. Bangalore compared to rest of India, the air quality is slightly better. That's it. I'm not telling road rage won't, not at all there in Bangalore. Only Delhi it is like that. No. Travel to Delhi once, you will understand. It is almost like people are always on the verge of explosion. One reason is the temperature. One reason is the temperature. Because in a hot weather where you're constantly sweating, you're only thirsty, you only feel like drinking water. You're not in a cool mood there. Understand that. You're never cool. Anything small, you will immediately get triggered. I didn't understand your question, Pavitran. Aerosols are suspended particles. Small suspended particles that goes into the air. They don't get mixed well. They don't get disintegrated. They remain as suspended particles in the air for a very long time. So too much of aerosols, if you have natural aerosols are there. So for example, when a volcano erupts, it will release a huge cloud of gas, which consists of aerosols, sulfur dioxide, etc., etc. Gases are released along with dust particles. This will actually cover the sun. All right. Small particles these are. Man-made particles means even your dust particles, your PM, etc., PM10, PM2.5, all this, when they are present in the air are small dots. Plus, they go and settle on the solar panels. Small dots will go and settle on the solar panels. Over a repeated period of time, what will happen? Solar power panels, first of all, sunlight will not come properly. Second of all, because of this dust particles again, exposure is not much. You'll have to constantly keep cleaning your solar power panels. Okay, ground level you can do that. What will you do for the dust particles which are simply hanging in the air? There is nothing that you can do. Winds coming to India, that is entire geography. The western disturbances. Western disturbances, etc. I'll have to explain the entire geography here that your geography faculty or somebody will handle. One topic, there is a limit to which I can go in depth in it. Coming to, is India getting hotter? Is India getting hotter? One major reason for that is yes, El Nino events are happening. What is El Nino event? El Nino event simply means you are having heating up of water. Which area? Near the South American region. So whenever it starts heating up in the South American region, what happens in India? We have a weaker monsoon. Weaker monsoon means monsoon will not get attracted. That means it simply means this. This is the equator. This is the Tropic of Cancer. So, ideally, moisture carrying winds after crossing the equator, they are supposed to get attracted to the low pressure region that is there in India. Low pressure, somewhere in the central region here. Low pressure. So they are supposed to get attracted and they are supposed to move in that direction. Because always winds, moisture laden winds will get attracted to the low pressure region. High pressure winds getting attracted to the low pressure region. So they are supposed to be actually moving in this direction. All right, like this, they were going like this, but they took a turn like this, and now they are moving like this. Wind is always named or marked from the area, from the direction in which it is originating. So that way, what happens is, if you see now, this is this direction. So that means wind is originating from this point, like this. It is moving in. That means we call it what? Southwest. And that is why the monsoon in India is actually called as what? It is called as southwest monsoon. So this is your Asia, all that. But then you have just a minute. Yeah. Mhm. This region is there, right? That region starts becoming very, very hot. This region. So this will affect. So here, when the temperature starts building up, this wind here, which was supposed to come to India, that will get weakened. Why? Already, I think Super El Nino has arrived. That is another story here. Why? Because this is also low pressure. Winds will get attracted. So the problem what happens here is almost in Asian region, you will find what rainfall decreasing when an El Nino event is there. So now if you actually look at it, you are having El Nino event, delayed or weak monsoon, and in Rajasthan, Delhi regions, etc., we are having extremely high temperatures. Yes, we can always say temperature is always high in these regions, but the effect has been multiplied. The comedy what we are having right now is, for example, Delhi, etc. I know it is already very hot. I don't know whether they have started seeing rain also. Bangalore, it is raining almost on a regular basis. On a regular basis. So much so that earlier I used to feel this, during the summer especially, I used to feel there is no difference between Noida temperature and Bangalore temperature. But now it is chalk and cheese difference is there. So much so that you don't even need a fan during the night. Got the point here? So if you combine all the effect, El Nino in the Pacific, pollution, summer pollution in our cities, increased pollution from vehicles and construction, then dust as well as aerosol particles settling on our panels, plus dust and aerosol particles in the atmosphere or in the air, destruction of the Aravalli range. All of this, if you put it together, Delhi especially will face the worst in it. The worst case compared to all other metropolitan cities in India. Got the point here? One more reason, like we know, Delhi has a continental type of climate. It is not surrounded by any water body. Clear? So that is the point here. Say, ignore the people who are spamming the chat section. That is what I would tell you. Stop giving them importance. You just focus on the class. All right. It is highly important that when the sun is rising, sun shouldn't be worried about dash or dash or dash or dash what they are doing. Sun will continue to rise. What other people has to say, what other people won't say, the sun is not bothered. So you also be like the sun. Stop worrying about the chat section. Focus only on the video. If you have a doubt only, you open it. You might minimize it and put your question up. Otherwise, just leave it. All right. Moving on. Coal gasification. Coal gasification. So we know we don't have that much coal in our country. Even coal we are importing. Correct. Coal also we are importing from outside. Now we are planning to go ahead with coal gasification. What are the reasons for it? Let us see that. Coal gasification is the process of converting coal into synthetic gas, otherwise known as syngas, which can be used to produce urea. Again, a fertilizer which we are importing. We are manufacturing it also. Methanol, ammonium nitrate, synthetic natural gas, hydrogen, ether, dimethyl, ethanol, directly reduced iron, and other industrial products. That is, from coal gasification, you are going to get multiple products from it. Infrastructure development. In the description section, Pearl, of YouTube channel, PW only is English YouTube. Click on the description section. If it comes to a standstill for a while. If it comes to a standstill for a while, we can forget providing opportunities for the private sector or providing job opportunities even for the youth in this country. The problem with the current generation is that they are not, engineering itself is undergoing a major revamp thanks to AI. And almost all the youth that you know of, even people who are already working in the private sector, IT sector jobs especially, they are all reaching out to me telling that, shall I resign my job and prepare for UPSC? Because nothing is predictable now when there is no guarantee with our job. I said there is no guarantee with anything. There is no guarantee with anything. Just because you started preparing for UPSC or you got into UPSC doesn't necessarily mean that everything will be smooth for you. Got the picture here? So, point is, wait. You'll have to wait it out. So, infrastructure development, you don't bring it up means you are not going to provide employment opportunities for the youth of this country. What is the whole point of protecting the environment when you are going to die of hunger? Got the point here? Coal you need. See, the point is, Aditya, coal when you take up, you need good quality coal where the ash content is very less. ASH, ash, you know that black color thing, like burnt carbon. Indian coal has high ash content. So if I take Indian coal and I put it in a thermal power plant to generate electricity, it will take, I need, let us say, where I need only maybe 50 kilo of the imported coal, I will need at least 75 to 80 kilo of Indian coal. Rough estimation I'm telling, these are not exact figures. Why? Because maximum in it is ash. We need high calorific value. High calorific value in your coal is only possible when your quality of your coal is very high, which simply means ash content is less, which we don't have. India possesses about 401 billion tons of coal and 47 billion tons of lignite, which is a grade of coal again. Coal gasification aims to increase utilization of these resources, create value-added products, and reduce import dependence. India imports about 20% of its urea requirements, nearly 100% of its ammonia requirement, and about 80 to 90% of its methanol requirement. Coal gasification is intended to reduce these imports. Union Cabinet has approved a 37,500 crore incentive package for coal gasification. Government estimates that large-scale deployment could substitute imports worth up to rupees 3 lakh crore. Correct, Yogesh? India set a target of gasifying 100 million tons of coal by 2030. The new scheme aims to support gasification of about 75 million tons of coal. An earlier 8,500 crore support package was approved in Jan 2024. Out of this, 6,233 crore has been disbursed to 8 projects involving PSUs and private companies. Major participants include joint ventures of Coal India with Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited and Gas Authority of India Limited, Coal India's project in Western Coalfields, Jindal Steel, and Greta Energy and Metal. Talcher coal-based ammonia-urea complex is expected to commission in financial 27-28. Other projects, etc., involving syngas, ammonium nitrate, direct reduced iron, ethanol, and hydrogen are expected to be commissioned around 29-30. Why we are discussing all these projects is it is both public and private collaboration. Public companies like Coal India, along with, let us say, Jindal Steel, Greta Energy, etc. Will it gasify lignite, coal, or bituminous? All the 4 varieties are there in our country. It is just that the quantity will vary depending on coal field to coal field. And the ash content is high. So more than which gasification for what you are going to use, the process is what matters. For example, commercial deployment of coal gasification in India faces challenges. Why? Due to high ash content, variable calorific value, complex mineral composition. That is, it is not just coal that will be present. You have other additional minerals also inside it. Fluidized bed gasification is considered suitable for Indian coal because it uses a gas stream to separate the coal from ash and then convert it into gas. So that is what you will do first. That is, you will first blow a hot gas into it so as to push out the ash content from it. Then you will slowly gasify it and convert it into the products whatever you want. Clear? India's coal characteristics require different gasification technologies from those commonly used in countries such as China, Australia, and US. Why? High ash content. Capital expenditure accounts for nearly 30% of total syngas production. So basically, this next set of sentences here, these next set of sentences here only goes on to highlight the fact that the technology necessary for this process is not cheap. The technology necessary for this process has to be imported. And the capital investment required for this technology, that is very high, plus the time taken. That is, by the time you set up the industry, set up the coal, get the coal, separate the ash, then get it converted to all the industrial products, and then finally utilize it, it will take a hell amount of time. So whatever target government has kept, it is a great target. In terms of target, it is great. By 2930, we want to achieve this. By then, we want to save at least 3 lakh crore annually. All that is great, but it is going to take time. All right. Despite progress in domestic capability, yeah, still required. This is the same point. Moving on. Barbacia infection. Barbacia infection has affected 8 lions, died in Gir from Barbacia infection. Barbacia. 8 lions plus cub dead. Gir, Somnath, and Amreli districts. A 10-kilometer radius isolation has been declared. Treatment has started. Now, generally, this Barbacia infection is not something which is very, very fatal. Normally, that infection will be present inside the animal, but it will never show any symptoms. Sometimes what happens is if the genetic variety is less, or the nutrition levels are not good, or the lions are facing some other issue, some other diseases, then only this becomes fatal. Now, how does it spread? Basically, it starts from a tick bite, where the parasite enters the red blood cells of the animal, that is a lion. And as the infection grows, what happens is the red blood cells will burst. The lions will start facing anemia. Anemia is basically what? Bodily weakness. Why? Because your RBC cells are low, oxygen transportation is not happening. Symptoms include weakness, fever, tiredness, and enlarged spleen. It's like a part of your body. Reservoirs are cheetal, nilgai livestock. What do you mean by reservoirs? In almost all the hooved animals, animals that has a hoof. This thing. In those animals, these babezias are always present, but not. It will not cause anything like death and all in those animals. The moment lion consumes them, if lion's immunity is weak or lion's genetic variety is weak, then it will happen. Especially in the Gir region and all, only few lions are there. So what will happen? They'll always do this inbreeding. So where the genetic variety is less, this can become fatal. Babesia parasite, it is microscopic. It is a tick-borne. Tick is like a small insect. It is similar to malaria. Invades red blood cells and causes anemia. Usually harmless. Severely under stress. That is done. Lion conservation strategy. About 1,000 lions are there in Gujarat. It is not a major emergency as of now. Rabies and distemper are more dangerous. Rabies is again, you know what is rabies? Virus. Distemper is also caused by a virus where the digestive system and the respiratory nervous system, etc., are affected. This distemper virus was also there at one point of time in the Gir forest. Clear? Low genetic diversity from bottleneck. Yeah, that is done. All right, people. So, why should we depend on coal despite we have other technology? Which technology, Jayant Kumar? Which technology is there? Shreya, you need to do my monthly, my PDF also, download it and go through it. My PDFs with monthly current affair compilation, repeated reading. That is, current affair should be part and parcel of your daily preparation. 10 pages, keep on reading it. All the lines died due to excessive heat. Hybrid mustard. Indian farmers are expected to begin large-scale cultivation of imidazole known resistant or IMI resistant mustard hybrids during the 26-27 Rabi season. Rabi sowing season extends from October to April. The IMI resistant hybrids are designed to control Orobanche, a parasitic weed that affects mustard crops. Orobanche is also known as Felipanche. Orobanche is a root parasite that attaches to mustard plants and extracts water and nutrients from them. Mustard is one of India's most important oilseed crops. Mustard cultivation is particularly important in the arid regions of northern India. Starting onward, it is not there. It has only started from this last 3-4 classes only. Earlier, I never used to release the PDF for the simple reason that there was a paid comprehensive current affairs batch. So I was only giving it to them. Now I am giving it because now we have made this current affairs class totally free. So that is the reason why it is being put in YouTube also, so that you can access it. Mustard cultivation is particular. Moving on. India imported approximately 16 million tons of edible oil in 24-25. Value of edible oil imports in 24-25 was about 1.6 lakh crore. The IMI resistant mustard hybrids were developed through mutation breeding. Mutation breeding involves selecting and breeding plants that possess naturally occurring mutations. Naturally occurring mutations means what? A change has undergone in their DNA. Naturally. You select and pick those plants and then you breed them. Alright, this is not like you're genetically modified. Their hybrids are not genetically modified. Technology is based on the acetolactate synthase enzyme, ALS. ALS is an enzyme essential for plant growth. Imidazolinone herbicides normally kill mustard plants by inhibiting the ALS enzyme. In IMI-resistant mustard hybrids, a single DNA change makes the ALS enzyme resistant to imidazolinone herbicide. Means what? See, we have this weed, correct? Orobanche. Orobanche weed is there. That affects mustard plants. Okay? Do we have a herbicide or a weedicide for it? We do have. And which is that what is that? Imidazolinone can actually kill this parasite. But what is the problem? It will affect the mustard plant also. My target is this actually, but what happens is this is such a strong herbicide that it will affect the mustard plant. Without affecting the mustard plant, I have to kill this. For that, what have I done? There is this enzyme called ALS enzyme. I made a small change in it where now with this ALS enzyme, with the change that I have made, only the weed will be killed. Mustard will not show any effect to this. That is why we call this hybrid as IMI resistant mustard. Any doubts here? Description section, Pearl. Description. You know there is something called as a description section. You under a video where whatever descriptions are, just click on that. Okay. No harm as such. All right. No harm. The modified ALS enzyme allows farmers to apply IMI herbicides directly to mustard fields. The herbicides kill susceptible weeds while leaving the mustard plants unharmed. Technology is particularly effective against Orobanche because the herbicide moves through the soil and plant system to reach the parasite. Technology reduces dependence on manual weeding. That is the point. Because that see, this thing here, Orobanche, this parasite here, it actually affects what? It gets into the mustard plant, absorbs the water, absorbs the nutrients. So the herbicide also should enter it in that same track where it will only kill the parasite, but it should not affect the plant. So if earlier what the farmers used to do, what they used to do was they used to hire manual labor. So manually you have to pluck all the weeds. Got the point? And that will take hell amount of time. Especially during the sowing season, especially during the harvesting season, etc. There will be a shortage of labor. Shortage of labor means labor cost will go up. Labor cost going up means mustard will become very, very costly. Oil from the mustard will become even more costly. Now what happens? Mustard oil available in India, mustard oil coming from abroad. Mustard oil coming from abroad will end up becoming more cheaper compared to mustard oil in India. People will go and buy imported mustard oil. People will not buy desi mustard oil. All because of this one weed. Got the point here? The problem with is this that repeatedly when you get exposed to the same herbicide, got the point? Reportedly when you get exposed to the same herbicide every day, every time. That is, for example, they say with oil also occasionally change it or occasionally change your soap between two brands. Keep shuttling it, because what happens is after a point of time, either your body will develop a resistance to it, or whichever bacteria is there or whatever is there, that will develop resistance to that soap. So you may get some skin allergy if you're using the same soap continuously. Occasionally, that is why they say change it, or use a proper, rather than using that shampoo, use a medicated shampoo. Little costly it is. Will come to some 800 rupees and all for this 1 liter, not even 1 liter, maybe 600 ml, 700 ml, will come to some 800, 900 rupees. Occasionally you should use this. Why? We repeat same thing, chemical you keep on applying, plant will develop a resistance to it. Eventually what will happen? Even the parasite also will develop a resistance and the whole thing will collapse. So the suggestion is what? Go for crop rotation and even expose the plant to other herbicide variants. All right. Correct. One after the other. Oof. Coming to RBI and capital outflows. This is where I need your complete attention here, because this is almost like 30% of economic syllabus. Why 30% I would say is because this understanding is important for you to understand what is happening in the country. India's balance of payments deficit in 2025-26 hit a high of $30.8 billion. What do you mean by balance of payment deficit? See, balance of payment itself, when you say balance of payment, there are two accounts for it. One is a capital account and the other is a current account. Capital account means, like I always keep telling, capital, when the moment you hear the word, always keep it in mind as bulk single payments. Single payment simply means non-recurring, means not repeating. It can be a loan, an external commercial borrowing. What India made. Say, for example, I think we have taken a huge loan, around $800 million, I think, to develop the Amaravati capital city in Andhra Pradesh from World Bank. That will come under capital account. Big amount, single payment. It is not that every month World Bank will give us, take 800 million, once only. You pay it, then you can apply for the next loan. Got it? Current account, on the other hand, these are like, compared to capital account, small payments, recurring every month. Every month it will be there. So here again you must understand, capital account, either money is coming to India, bulk payment is coming to India, or bulk payment is exiting India. Both will be there. There will be a component of receipt and there will be a component of expenditure. Similarly, for current account also, there will be a component of receipts. That is wherever India is earning dollars, as well as there will be a component of expenditure, wherever India will be spending. From exports, remittances, services, tourism, we earn dollars every month. Under expenditure, I'll just keep one component for now, which is basically imports. Because this is one of the major villain in our balance of payment. Why? Which I've told you multiple times: coal, crude oil, gold, electronics, natural gas, chemicals. All these put together, what will happen? We will always have a very high import bill, more than what we earn through export remittances. Remittances simply means those Indians who are staying in other countries, who are sending money home. That is remittance. Services, IT services, tourism. Tourists who visit India to see the Taj Mahal. But compared to all of this, this is the costly one. As a result of which, we end up paying more dollars than what we earn. Sir, is this loan government taking from us in the name of GST? No. No, 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 no. GST is different. GST is tax collection. That comes under a totally different thing. That is, for example, that actually comes under, there are two accounts for the government for that also. Capital account, revenue account. In the revenue account again, you have receipts, you have expenditure. For the central government, under revenue expenditure, you have basically tips. What is that? D for defense, I for interest payment, P for public administration. Public administration means salary, pension, office expenses, etc., etc. All that will come over here. S for subsidies. When I say subsidies, please central government is not directly providing any freebie. This every month government is spending. What you're talking about GST, that comes over where? That actually comes in receipts. Tax plus non-tax components are there. In that tax component again, you have direct tax plus indirect tax. Direct taxes include your income tax, corporate tax. All right. Indirect tax means that is where your GST, excise duty, all that comes. Capital account also the same thing. You will have receipts, you will have expenditure. Under expenditure of capital account, one of the major expenditure what we have is infrastructure. This loan as development investment will act as money multiplier. Who is that? Yogesh. Yogesh, it will depend. Because let us say, for example, the capital account that we are talking about, capital receipts that you're talking about of the government, in that loans will be there. If that loan is utilized for infrastructure development, then what you said is true. It will become a money multiplier, because any investment in infrastructure will actually result in what? Will result in future growth. You will get basically what? A return on your investment. So even if I have taken a loan for infrastructure, because revenue is coming out of it, I'll be able to pay my loan back. That is good. But what really happens at the state levels, if you see, whatever they don't have, states especially are not having enough of tax collections to compensate for their revenue expenditure. So states don't have defense component, but states have to pay for the loans that they have taken. States will have to make public administration salaries, pension. States will have to make payments for subsidies. So when they don't have enough money for all this, what do? They reduce their capital expenditure. That is, they reduce their expenditure on infrastructure. Why? They will divert these funds, whatever capital receipts are there, that funds they will divert it for what? Revenue expenditure. Because defense is not there for state governments I'm talking about. Because I don't have money to pay for this. My tax collections are very low, direct or indirect. So what do I do then? Whatever money I have kept aside for infrastructure, I will take that money. I'll start paying this. So what will happen to the growth of the state? Growth of the state goes down. Got the logic here? Any doubts? This is government account. There will be a capital head and a revenue head. This is the external account. Now let us look at the material here. Deficit increased more than sixfold compared to 24-25. Last time it was only 4.9 billion. Now it is around 30.8 billion. India had recorded a balance of payment surplus as recently as 23-24. What do you mean by surplus? Surplus simply means we earned more dollars. We got more dollars than we had to pay. So in 23-24, we had a surplus of $7.1 billion, and now we are having a deficit, a shortage of $30.8. Got the point here? The entire 25-26 balance of payment deficit was financed using the Reserve Bank of India's foreign exchange reserves. What is Forex reserve? Forex reserve, as the name suggests, Forex, foreign exchange. Whatever money that we are earning through exports or whatever loans we are getting, all foreign currency, whatever is collected, that goes into RBI's foreign exchange account. All right. So that one total is that will keep on varying. All right. So let us say now today's value what it is. Let us see. $681.61 billion. This is the value. All right. So let us say tomorrow we are immediately in need of what? $10 billion to pay for the imports, whatever we are making. We don't have that money with us. What is the next option available? Take it from the Forex reserves. Got the point? Taking it further forward, balance of payments. The balance of payment consists of the current account and the capital account. The current account records trade in goods and services and certain cross-border income and transfer transactions. That is what I told you. It basically covers, as you can see, trade in goods, trade in services. That means all the import, all exports. Income from investments. That means if you have made investments in foreign countries, that will also give you a monthly return. Interests. You gave loan to some country and that country is paying you interest. Dividends. Share in the profit. Current transfers. Current transfers means remittances. Money sent by Indians sitting abroad to their home. What is capital account? The capital account records foreign direct investment, FDI. Like I told you, it is one-time thing. Every month, nobody will come. Same company will not come again and again to do FDI. Portfolio investment, FPI. That is investing in the shares of Indian companies. External borrowings. Even loans what you take from outside. Like I told you, World Bank loan that we have taken now for Amaravati, that will come under what? Capital account. External assistance. That means any financial assistance that we receive from other countries. Maybe by World Bank is giving us help for Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Or Asian Investment Infrastructure Bank is helping us out for infrastructure development. Like that. Correct, Abba? Very correct. Then asset transfers. Asset transfers means what? You transferred an asset, your foreign asset to another country, or you sold it to somebody. Again, you will earn dollars for it. That will come into your capital account. India generally runs a current account deficit. That is, throughout history, if you take, we have been running what? A current account deficit. Main culprit, the crude oil. Crude oil, gold. Main two culprits. If I have to reduce it down, crude oil and gold. Imports are more than exports. Result is, you always have a current account deficit. India's current account deficit reached 30.2 billion in 25-26, highest level in 3 years. Merchandise trade deficit. 25-26 it was 251.6, 24-25 286.9. A merchandise trade deficit occurs when value of imported goods exceeds the value of exported goods. More than what we are exporting, we are importing the goods. That is the bottom line here. Surplus from invisible trade. 25-26 we got 221.4 billion. 24-25 it was 263.9 billion. Means what? What is invisible trade? Invisible trade means, see, visible trade simply means any trade, anything where I can see what I am selling or buying. I can see it, I can touch it, I can feel it, it has a definite shape, etc. Invisible trade, when you say, it is largely to do with what? The service sector. It can be IT services. So I am a programmer sitting in Bangalore providing IT services to a company in USA. You cannot touch and see what it is. It's programming. Similarly, if somebody is coming to India and taking a hospital, getting admitted to a hospital here, again we cannot see that. Okay, health service it is. Tourism service, like that. So invisible trade was 263.9. That came down to $21.4 billion in 25-26. So merchandise trade deficit was 251.6 billion. Means we imported more goods than what we exported. Surplus from invisible trade was 221.4 billion. Subtracted, you get $30.2 billion. What is the point here? Point is this much only. See, no matter what we do, our import will always remain higher than export. Why? Crude oil, gold, coal, electronics, natural gas. For all this, there is no immediate substitute. All right. There is no, yes, Dharani, you are right. There is no immediate substitutes for this. So whatever it is, we will have to buy all this. And therefore, we will have to pay huge dollars. But what has been saving this country is two major components. One is what? Thanks to all the Indians who are sitting abroad, remittances. They will send the money home. So that will actually give us what? Foreign currency. What is the second thing? Second thing is the invisible trade. All the services that we are giving, all of that again will give us what? Dollars. So here I have to pay high payment, but the money that I am getting from this somehow balances it out. That way we have been able to run this country for a very long time. Now we will have to wait and watch with the new AI technology that has already come. To what extent the jobs of Indians in the IT field and the IT service sector, to what extent it will be affected. And how many people are going to lose their job abroad and come back to India. So remittances will go down. IT services also, invisible trade also, in that IT services, etc. will come down. So how things will are looking for us in the future, if you ask, it's not so great. That is why government is trying very hard for what? Now crude oil, what we can do? Well, we are trying to come up with E85. Gold, there is no substitute. Even if gold is going to be priced at 1 lakh per gram tomorrow, Indians will still buy. What about coal? Coal, we saw some coal gasification technology, that this we are trying to do. We are trying to bring in solar power, all of that. Okay, somewhere, something, so that dependency can be reduced. What about electronics? We are setting up semiconductor plants now in the country. By the time they come up with semiconductors which can be actually used by the market, it will take another 10-15 years easily. So this is still awaited. What about natural gas? Well, we are trying to promote CGD, city-based gas distribution networks, so that overall consumption of LPG, etc. can be reduced. But none of these will only reduce our consumption by maybe 10%, 20%, or max to max. Even if you keep a very optimistic estimation, 30%. Still, anywhere between 70 to 80% we will have to import, no matter what. Got the point? Correct? Correct, Ankur? Correct, Dharani? What's the fastest way for the growth of Indian GDP? High level of investment in infrastructure. Number one. Number two, on a war footing, passing a law in the country that all the public transports in the country will be henceforth run using EV only. And probably even set up, give a subsidy for all the electric vehicle manufacturers, that they don't have to, electric EV manufacturers, EV users, 0% GST. On a war footing. And set up all these plants everywhere, charging stations, etc. Agreed, crude oil consumption will eventually go down, but probably coal will shoot up. Because you need electricity, right, to charge all these vehicles. That will shoot up. War footing. That's the only solution for this. Correct? All right. Clear? What are invisibles? Invisibles include services, trade, and certain non-merchandise transaction. Non-merchandise means, like I told you, not a solid thing. Travel, IT services, education, insurance services, investment income. The decline in the invisible surplus was larger than the reduction in the merchandise trade deficit. As a result, current account deficit widened. So in 23-24, current account deficit was $26.1 billion. But our capital account surplus was $89.4 billion. People still had trust in the Indian economy to come and invest here, to come and set up their shop here, etc. And that is the reason why capital account surplus was capable of taking care of it. And overall, we had a BOP surplus, 63.7 billion. Whereas capital account surplus, if you see, from 89.4, it came down to 16.6. Declined by more than 99.5% between 24-25 and 25-26. Why? Because the point is, if you actually see $1 and rupee value, it is going on declining maybe since the beginning of this year. My prediction was basically that before June or by July, rupee will easily touch $1 will touch 100 rupees. Government is trying every trick possible to ensure that that doesn't happen, because it is a psychological barrier. Not that now it is going to make much of a difference from 95 or 96. If it reaches 100, it is a 5 rupee difference, but it is a psychological barrier because everybody knows that it will become a meme, it will become a troll material, it will become troll content. Every newspaper in the country will probably dedicate their front page for $1 is now 100 rupees. Where is the economy going? Correct. It will be a huge matter of embarrassment to the current government. Point is simple. Now something is available in India. Okay. So now it is, let us say it. Okay, I'll keep it very simple. Let's not complicate it. $1, let us say it is 50 rupees. Hypothetical situation. Currently, 50 rupees. Okay. So if I give $1, let us say I can buy 1 pen. Where 1 pen's price is also 50 rupees. 5 months down the line, $1 became 100 rupees. Pen's price is still 50 only. That means for $1 now, I can buy 2 pens. Correct? Rupee depreciating abroad and domestic price are not directly correlated. But still, earlier I was able to buy $1 1 pen. Now for that same $1 I get 2 pen. So this had happened in what? In a 6-month time period. If I'm a decent investor with pretty decent common sense, what will I think? Why should I buy the pen now? Why shouldn't I wait for another 6 months and wait for that $1 to become 150 rupees so that I can buy 3 pens? That is better for me, right? Same $1, but I'm getting more product, which is exactly what is happening right now. You call this speculative. So the speculation is that let us wait for further decline in the rupee. Then we will buy, because it will become cheaper to buy and you will get more product. Same way now, investors are also waiting. Let us not invest in Indian share market now. Let us wait. Let us do it later. Where the rupee will come down even further. That time we will invest. Because earlier investment is not nice for me. Later means I will get, for that same dollars, I will get more shares. Thanks to the declining rupee value. Any doubts here? Why Indian government is not increasing our rupee? Anju, you cannot increase or decrease it like that. This is based on market supply and demand. So why is that Chinese currency renminbi has a very high value compared to rupee? Is it because Chinese government is increasing the value of renminbi? No. It's simply because China exports. More is the demand for your product internationally. More and more people will buy it. And to buy, what will they have to do? They will have to exchange their dollar to renminbi. Hey, change this. I need to buy that Chinese toy. Take the dollar. Give me the renminbi. Change the euro. Change the dirham. Change the pound. Change Saudi riyal or Kuwaiti dinar. I'll have to keep exchanging it. Each time when I am giving, hey, take this dollar, give me renminbi. What is happening? Renminbi's value will go up. So if Indian currency value should go up means the answer is very simple. We have to improve our exports. It is as simple as that. But to improve our exports is not easy. Why? Technology. Poor. Logistics cost. That is from the point of manufacture to the point of sale. If you need to transport a good in our country, that cost is very high. Labor cost, I know we are having 145 crore population, unemployment is very high. All of that is true. But labor, again, if you compare it with that of China, labor in India is costly. Manufacturing base, do we have that good small industries or factories, providing critical components, etc., small scale industries to that level in our country? Again, no. All of this makes what? Our exports costly. So those two products are coming out: Chinese steel, Indian steel. People will buy Chinese steel. Why? Cheaper. Even Indians who are sitting in India don't buy Indian steel. Given a chance, they will buy the Chinese steel only. Why? It is you buy it from China, you get it delivered in India, it will be still cheaper than. That is, get it delivered means get it delivered to your place of construction or place of manufacture, you get it delivered there. It will still be cheaper than Indian steel. Rupee rate increases, will our forex increase? Our forex will increase only when we get more dollars. Peg the value. Pegging the value is the worst thing that you can do. You fix the value, that means your country, nobody would want to trade with your country. Nobody would want to trade with your country because you're artificially fixing it. You artificially fix it. Why should I trade with you? That is almost like what our Delhi government has done with the air quality. They have kept air quality monitors everywhere where the maximum value what that air quality monitor can show is something like 500 or something. Actual air quality index in Delhi is at somewhere around 700. 700, 750, 800. Some are saying it would have gone above 1000 also. But government has ensured that whatever monitors they have placed, it is all at maximum range is 500. And what is the other thing that the government is doing? Wherever the AQI monitors are there, they are spraying water on it. So that those AQI monitors will show values like 350, 300, etc. Got the logic? Same thing. Panipuri or shawarma shops are gaining more money when compared to IT sector. True. Food and education will never go out of fashion in India. That is the bottom line. Why did they do that so to tell lies? Why did they do what? Oh, this one. Oh, that is obviously to tell lies. A major reason for the decline was increased outflows under the category of other capital. What is other capital? Other capital includes transactions that are mainly short term in nature. Delayed export receipts, advance payment for imports, net funds held abroad. Delayed export receipts means what? You're getting your payment a little delayed. Advance payments for import. People are already making advance payments. If I am importing something, I'm an importer. Now I have to pay 95 rupees for $1. Maybe later down the line, I'll have to pay 200, 120 rupees or 130 rupees for $1. So what do? Now only I will make all the payment. Net funds held abroad. People whoever have made their investment abroad, they are not breaking their investment or not, they are transferring it. They are holding on to that money. Or they're taking their investments abroad only. Because they know, for example, even if I had little money, I would have also done what? Little extra money if I would have had, I would have invested in dollars. Short term. Expecting what? Now it is anyway 195. Tomorrow it will cross 100. So $1,000 or $2,000 I will buy and keep now. Got the point? Later I will make money out of it. Sharp increase in deficit under other capital. So deficit was 7.4 billion. That hit 22.6 billion in 25-26. Indian residents and businesses increase the amount of funds parked abroad during 25-26. That is the main reason. Everybody started parking their money abroad. Indian residents and businesses. That means again we are looking at what? Half of this reason is for the 10% in this country who own 60% of the assets. They make their investments abroad. They are not affected by inflation. They are not affected by rupee depreciation. They are not affected by AI. Got the point here? Their biggest, irritation in life would be, oh my God, the rare watch which I bought, even Adani has also bought. Oh my God. That's it. They have all those rich people wala problems. It's the same thing. Foreign portfolio investors withdrew $4.3 billion more from India than they invested during 25-26. Whoever invested in our share market, they took out their investment from here. Why? Rupee is going on depreciating. How is it going to affect me? How is it going to benefit me? This reversed the trend of the previous 2 years when FPI inflows exceeded outflows. That is, in 23-24 and 24-25, we were having investments coming into the country. Now investments are going out. Why? No trust in the rupee. Trust has gone down. India imports nearly 90% of its crude oil. India again imports a significant quantity of gold. Oil and gold contribute significant to foreign currency outflow. Clear? To reduce import demand, the government increased import duty on gold and silver from 6% to 15%. Government also imposed restrictions on the import of most categories of silver. So when gold prices started increasing, people started buying silver. And that increased the silver prices. So finally, what did the government do? Government placed restrictions on gold import and silver import, which again only went on to increase the domestic prices of gold and silver. And again, people bought it. Clear? So already 10. LPG and ATF, this article is basically highlighting the whole concept of how much LPG prices have increased and how much ATF has increased. Government has tried to keep the ATF prices unchanged, whereas LPG prices have gone up. All right, why they have tried to keep this ATF prices unchanged? Because ATF prices increases domestic aircrafts will reduce the flights, which they have already started doing. They are only flying flights which are like, where regularly you have travelers in it. Only those ones they are maintaining. The ones where you have less travelers, etc., they are not providing the services anymore. So when that keeps on happening, it will affect business. It will affect the trade, domestic trade, all of that. It will lead to firings. And in one sector, if this firing process starts, it will surely have a cascading effect in the economy. Clear? You can go through that article. Strait of Hormuz, I wanted to discuss this because it's been a while since we took this topic, as well as the next topic was India, Nepal. That again has to be discussed. I will take it up probably in the next class. With that, the current affair class is over. I know plenty of topics are there in the PDF which needs to be taken up and discussed, especially the society related, polity related topics, etc. One or the other way, we will keep doing it. Just bear with me for this month. It's very hectic. So I'll slowly try to compensate for it. Okay. Any other questions, people? Let's keep it very short. Yeah, I know. But that is the reason why I have shared the PDF with you. Because so that even if I am unable to take it, you can cover it there. And if you didn't understand anything, you can come back to me again. That is the point. Winnie Miriam. Winnie, repo rate is different. Repo rate comes into action when repo rate is directly related to inflation. If inflation increases in the economy, then RBI, on the basis of that inflation, will increase the repo rate. That is the link there. Hopefully, because this week there was a live. That is the reason. Next week we will keep it at 7 p.m. only. This week there was a live, sudden live it was from the team. So that is why. Next week we will continue with at our same time. Leon. PDF in the description. Can we keep 2 days in the week? Even I'm thinking about it, Jayant, because current affair is becoming too heavy. Where a single class or a 2.5, why even a 3 hour class, if we keep also, it will not be over. So I'm thinking about it. Just give me some time, because I have offline classes, where offline as well as online polity and governance class, which I need to wind up. So I'm just waiting for that, because when I'm there at offline, it becomes very difficult to conduct an evening class. So let me just wind things up, and then we will get back on track. Thank you, Sridevi. Abba. Thank you, Abba. How is the balance settled? Is it not hard for the economy? See, that is the reason why we are trying to make many deals with many countries. We are trying to improve our exports. We are trying real hard here. The fact of the matter here is that US has hit us where it really hurts. Even though US is attacking or playing with Iran, the real target here is India. Make India cow down to pressure. Make Modi call up Trump and ask Trump to stop the war. That is the ultimate target. That is the reason why, but that is where India is playing its cards differently. India is now trying to align itself with China and Russia. That is all those enemies who are. So if you look at the last couple of months, whatever strategy we have been doing, India is India is dealing with the enemy of our enemy. So against US, we are trying to have deals with China and Russia, along with the fact that we are trying to improve our economic partnership with new countries, so that our exports can improve. How to be consistent while preparing for any exam? Stick to a timetable. Make a timetable first. And if you're still wasting time, means get into a job. That's it. Glad to know that, Anju. Thank you so much. See, you need to convince your mom, or you need to take an action. Understand that very well. It is your life at the end of the day. From my personal experience, shall I tell you one thing? Parents also will blame you eventually. Even if it was their decision and it did not work well, like how they expected, even they will blame you only ultimately. Entire world is like that. That is how the world functions. Not just parents, that is how the world functions. If the decision worked out well, others will take the credit of it. But if it doesn't go well, trust me, everybody will blame you for it. So you decide what you want to do. Rather than, if you really ask me, for that 5 minutes of peace, you want to listen to your people around you, for a lifetime of suffering, or focus and prioritize your life, maybe for few days, you will be the villain in your family or villain among your friends, but you will have a stabler life. Your life will be far more stable than what it is now. It's your call. Thank you, Anju. Thank you. Exactly what Ishika said. Anishka Gaming. Anishka, don't make current affair notes. So people have been asking about it. Current affairs, how to prepare. Would you still suggest the same thing? I sat down with my faculty friends and we actually found out that 50 to 55 questions, or keep it from 45 onwards. This is the range of questions that could have been attempted by any serious aspirant who would have actually revised all the static syllabus plus done monthly current affair compilations, any one for 1 year, plus from any one source again, plus PYQs. Aram se 45 to 55 questions was possible. Now, what about the remaining 45? That is what everybody is asking. The remaining 45. See, listen, people, that remaining 45 have come from random sources. UPSC also has not, UPSC chairman also didn't give any specific source here. He said newspapers, Press Information Bureau, and I can already see now people have started making PIB videos. Where the sad part, see, anybody can make any video. Even I'm making videos here. I have no problems with that. But the sad part is around 2,000, 3,000 views are there in it. That means that many aspirants have taken it up so seriously. Next year, what if you get a random question from some news source? Yojana, Kurukshetra, Down to Earth, National Geographic, Discovery Channel, Animal Planet. Then you'll start watching all those or what? The reality is there is no dearth of sources as far as current affairs is concerned. Sources are plenty. Chairman said newspapers. It can be Times of India, The Hindu, New Indian Express. So what will you do? You will start reading all the newspapers or what? You will only become a current affair faculty. That is what will happen ultimately. You will have tremendous knowledge, but no use. Because you have not done your static syllabus, you have not done your monthly current affair compilation, you have not done your PYQs. And current affairs, let me tell you, you read it once, you're never going to remember. You have to read it 2-3 times. That is why keep it minimal. Less is more. Monthly current affair compilation plus the PDF what I am giving in the description section, which is one newspaper properly read. I am reading the newspaper and I am taking as much information out of it. So one student actually complained that, sir, your current affairs is so lengthy. I am keeping it lengthy. That is the change that I have made to my current affairs after seeing this year's pattern. That's enough. Beyond that, don't try to do it because there is no guarantee from where the question is going to come. Get it very clear. That is left to you, Heyman. Whichever language you are comfortable with. Patience will not be there in hot weather. Oh, now that comment is coming. True, Abhijit. ASD. I don't know what that is. See, first of all, there is nothing called as anti-national. Understand that. Freedom of speech comes with restrictions. So you can give speech as long as it doesn't instigate violence, it does not disturb public order, it doesn't go against the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of the country. If you're talking about making statements like Bharat tere tukde tukde karenge, what is it? Ajmal kasab hum sharminda hai, tere katil zinda hai, all that, that is not freedom of speech and expression. That is outrightly calling for breaking the country against the sovereignty. That can be brought easily under the UAPA or under anti-sedition laws, for which you will get arrested and thrown in jail. You will have to go through the this thing, UPSC notification, in that if it is mentioned or not. Surya Tej, if you're earning well, that is more than enough. That is what I would say. You are enjoying what you're doing. You are earning very good. Great. But again, let me tell you, you're a freelance aptitude trainer. Within your field, you must always try to learn. Like in what better ways you can teach, in what better ways, you can convey your message to the students, what updates are happening in the aptitude field, all of that. In that again, you try to diversify because the aptitude is basically relevant for almost all the exams, not just Indian, even international, GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, etc. So even for those also, you start training. Your parents will only keep on telling you till the day you show them the bank balance, how much you're having. Show them the bank balance, and that will be it. They will keep quiet. Officer, law officer job at ICS rank. I find benefit times of time management with UPSC. How to overcome it, and I feel exercise at the end of the day. See, take up any online course of UPSC. Sit and prepare for it during the weekend. That is what I would say. But don't leave the job. Especially in the current environment, leaving a job. Please understand, you leave the job and you're preparing for an exam where the chances of you clearing it is less than 1%. So don't let go of what is there in hand to go for a dream that is being sold. Don't do that. Take your time. Take your time. Maybe take 1 year or 2 year course, whatever. Take a Prarambh English 2029 or a Pinnacle English course or Titan English course. You take it up. Keep making notes or whatever PDF they are giving it to you. Take a printout of it and start reading it. But don't leave your job. Coaching class as in which coaching class? Join Air Force and prepare for UPSC. Well, join Air Force first, then we will see. I know Jayant Kumar Pillai. It will go to more than 300 pages. Not 300 pages, it will go beyond that easily. Do it only if you want to work hard. It is not going to be easy. One newspaper you are supposed to be reading. So that is why I am telling you that newspaper part I am reading and I am giving content from there. Most of that content, or at least 40 to 50% of the content, you will find it is overlapping with the PDF, the monthly current affair compilation. Wherever you see the similarity, chuck it. That is, repeated topics are appearing in the current affair, either one, either in the monthly current affair compilation or in my PDF. You avoid that topic, read the rest. So effectively, if you ask me, 300, it is 200 pages. Or let us keep it at 400 only. Keep 400 pages. 10 pages per day if you read. 40 days. To mark important points. Important points, data, etc. Then the next 40 days, the next set. The next months. Like that, you keep doing it. Always it is not that the PDF and the MCA will come together. Right now, we are doing June month. June month, by the end of June only, maybe in another 6-7 days only, you are going to get what? You will get the May month's current affair. So 10 pages you do. 10 pages from my 10 pages from monthly current affair compilation. 10 pages from mine. That is the only thing to do. People who are speaking against it. Against what? Thank you, Anju. Second year of Prarambh English. Yes, I will be there because I'll be teaching polity and governance. In the first year, I'll be teaching NCRT. So June 22nd, the batch is starting. I will be leading it. I'll be launching the batch with Prarambh English, polity, NCRT. So in the first year, you're only doing NCRTs, which is like very short duration classes. 1.5 hours you'll have, 5 to 6:30. My class, and then 7 to 8:30 another class. That's it. Any magazine, Vinny Mariam. Any magazine. See, I told you, economics, when it comes to that, when you're getting a doubt anywhere, it is always better to straight away put it in YouTube. Short videos are there which will explain things very neatly. That will do. Yeah, you can. Vanilla, Corella. What is the range of score in mock test? Mock test. See, first of all, drop this whole idea of range of score. That is the next blunder again. People went to the exam hall keeping various numbers in mind that I will attempt 75 questions, I will attempt 60 questions, etc. Never go with such thoughts in your mind. Your priority is when you get a mock test, your negative mark should not cross -10. That means you only have the luxury of getting 15 questions wrong. 15 into -2 by 3 is -10. Anything more than 15 is bad news. Mental health while preparing for CDS in college while missing out on NDA attempt. Keep moving forward. Nothing else is there. If you don't have that soldier mindset, then what is the whole point? Soldier mindset is what? पीछे जो पैर है उसे आगे लेके आओ, तो हमेशा आपका एक पैर पीछे रहेगा, तो उस पैर को आगे लेके आना है. That is the point. You keep moving forward and you stop only when it is finished. Nothing else. You cannot keep thinking about, oh, मैंने NDA clear नहीं किया. So what? Try CDS. You will have to give it some time. Only then you will be able to grasp current affairs. Current affairs, if you're attending it for the first time, it will take some time for you to understand it. So give it some time. 12th pass, so shall I join your Prarambh batch? Nikhil, please join a college first, then you can join. Against education system and paper leaks. People are talking, when I have spoken about it in my earlier current affair class. What is the whole point of becoming a 6th largest economy when you cannot conduct one exam properly? SSC, CGL, paper leak, NEET paper leak, QET some issue, QET PG some issue, then CBSE marks issue. You can speak about it. There is nothing wrong with it. You are a NEET aspirant and you want to pursue UPSC. Get into a college first. Decide what you want to do in life first. Focus on NEET. Then think about UPSC. Please suggest for banking. Banking के लिए what? Sit and prepare quantitative aptitude and English. Do as many mock tests as possible. Keep solving as many questions as possible. The more maths questions you do, the more you get better at it. Same thing for English, logical reasoning, general awareness. Captain Madan. Who is that? My daily morning routine. Now I don't have any routine thanks to the back-to-back classes. I'm trying to do workout has gone for a toss. I'm trying to do body exercises. Wake up at 6, sleep at 12. Breakfast, get ready, offline, online, come back by 8:30, 9 in the night. That's it. This month will go for a toss actually. This month and maybe first or second week of July. Till then I am held up, royally held up. Which topic should I start as a fresh aspirant? If you're a fresh aspirant, first I would request you to go through the current affairs first. And if you're planning to do self-preparation, once again, let me tell you, don't waste your time. Tell it in your home. Take up Titan and Pinnacle batch. Right now, offer is going on. 10,000 rupees. Take it up. I'm not joking. I've never said this specifically earlier at any point of time. But right now, offer is going on. So that will cover your not only your 26 and your 27. You doing your own preparation, reading out the content, finding what is relevant for UPSC and not relevant for UPSC. I think rather than doing all that donkey work, 10,000 is a very reasonable price to do your entire GS and CSAT. So please take it up. Till 17 June, this offer is there. That is what I would suggest to everybody who is planning self-preparation, etc. Borrow money and please take it up. That is what I would say. Don't waste your time in this so-called self-preparation where you will lose 1 year, 2 year, and you will somehow try to justify it. Ah, okay, इस साल तो ठीक है, next साल देखेंगे. Don't do that. Take it up, get the notes, done, move on with your life, do other things in your life, get a job, get married, have a child, parallelly keep doing UPSC preparation. There is nothing wrong with it. Now at least you say something. What do you want me to say, Chavi? Badal Gupta, you can choose any subject. Any subject you can choose. Find out what you're interested in. How to make a mindset like you. I don't know. When you finally realize that there is nobody to support you other than yourself, nobody is there to hug you, nobody is there to tell you, well done, my boy. You have to tell it to yourself. Proud of you, my boy. Hug yourself. That day you will understand. That day probably you may develop the mindset. All right, people. Let's call it a day.